And when I say boundaries, I mean in terms of social media, in terms of like always going up and posting. Hey guys, Inkichi's here. Welcome back to my channel, and those who are new to my channel, welcome. Here we talk about lifestyle, we talk about health. I give you some tips on health. I give you my journey on my way to my bachelor's in science and much more. Stay tuned. We are approaching 2022, right? So before we approach 2022, let's talk about 2021. What goals were we able to accomplish in 2021? Let's reflect back. Let's take a moment and reflect. Right. So let's talk about New Year's resolution for 2021. Were we able to complete them? Were they measurable? Etc. On reflection, I remember doing my resolutions for 2021. I have them right here, right? So I actually put my resolutions on the same book I actually planned daily for. So it'd be easy to go back and remind myself of what is the reason, or should I say, the priority, the things that I'm doing on each day. Are they leading up to my resolution for the year, for the month, for the week, etc. So I'm going to share some tips with you on planning your 2022. I remember a New Year's resolution for 2021, which included learning how to do, what should I say, doing my braid. Although my mom is a hairdresser, y'all, it takes some time for me. So I remember that being one of my New Year's resolution, which I was able to complete. And I will show you a short clip right now.
Evening, Inkichi's here. And one of my New Year's resolution was to learn how to do braid. And today we are in January 2nd.
Right.
Saturday.
There you got it. So it wasn't perfect, y'all, but I was able to complete that resolution in which I was able to do my own braid for myself.
So, one tip.
But still learning. Anyhow, I can also say that though I was not able to complete all these items on the list, I was able to complete some, and which I am very proud of. I can say that 2021 was a year of growth for me emotionally and mentally as well. It was a year where I was able to get, should I say, be more self-aware. I have a better understanding of myself, what it is I want, and etc. I have learned a lot in 2021. It wasn't all the time smooth sailing, but I can say that I was able to grasp from some I was able to learn some stuff, and I'm quite pleased with that. I believe each year should be leading up to some type of growth, some type of, a next level in something. And that was the year for me. And I'm looking forward for 2022 in continuation to such. And you guys know also, one of my resolution actually for 2021 was to actually create this YouTube channel. I remember planning exactly how it is that I can show you guys back to my very first YouTube release. Take a short look.
How to develop yourself personally, self-development, to name a few. I'll be also touching on the medical field as well. I'll be touching on nursing. I'll be touching on lifestyle, exercise.
There you have it. So I want to thank everyone, take the time to thank everyone right now who have supported me along the journey. For those who have been enjoying the video, for those who have given the feedback, it was a tremendous benefit too. I just want to say thank you, and the journey will continue. And if it is that you have any suggestions, I want you to feel free to leave it down in the comments. And yeah, let's go. It was 2021. Let's move on to 2022. Do you guys know, should I say, what had worked for you in 2021? I was saying to repeat that which was working for you in 2021, to do better and whatsoever. If it is that you had a good habit that worked for you in 2021, that should be passed on to 2022 together with others, additions. Once you can handle it, to improve the days of the year, to lead up to the goal that you want, to lead up to that which you want for yourself, which you want, or the results, the good results, the growth that you want in yourself. Want it work in 2021? Why can't it work in 2022? So let's go. Tip number 1. Resolution for 2021 would include reading more books. And there was a quote, should I say, I remember watching a video from Success Secrets TV, something like that.
I have known no wise people who didn't read all the time.
And they said that they have seen no wise person who haven't read a lot. So I will say reading in 2022, reading more books to empower yourself, gaining more knowledge for yourself, but also to encourage others and also to give feedback to others. If it is that they may ask a question, you will be able to give it to them according to what you have read in this book, according to knowledge, empowering knowledge you have captured through readings. You have more experience how to answer certain questions, how to relate to certain situations through the readings and the experience of others. So I would say reading more books in 2022. Reading more books. I actually, Miles Monroe, I have a ton of books here, guys. I actually want to step back. Although I read them, I like to also read them over because, sometimes we forget, right? So I want to start rereading these books right here. So I would say 2022, let us read. Let's re-educate ourselves. Let's empower our mind. Let's encourage our minds to think a little more, think outside the box. Let's encourage our mind to explore new things. So I would say reading. Besides reading, tip number 2, let us reflect. So in terms of, as we go about day-to-day circumstances, day-to-day situations, and whatsoever, we may be thinking, pondering on things in our mind, and wondering, how can we handle this situation? I mean, how could we deal with this? How could we address the situation? Instead of thinking about it in mind and be like, what was I thinking there? What was that to that? What was the puzzle to that? And etc. Let us just write it down now, y'all. Let's write it down. It might be, should I say, quite easier. I have my book here, my reflection book. You don't have to be fancy. I know some of you have the fancy flowers thingy and all those beautiful, expensive things. But guys, I just go basic. But you feel free. Feel free if you feel comfortable with colors and all that. It empowers you. That empowers you to write. It empowers you to write on the pages, about the pages of your life. Feel free, y'all. That works for you. You do what you gotta do. But I would say writing your thoughts. If it is that you are thinking about something, if it is that you're concerned about something, if it is that something is just bothering you, just write it on paper. Right? Write it on paper. And when you see it on paper, you'll be like, wow, this is my mental state. That also, you can also go back on that about a few months or whatsoever later, and you'll be like, this was my mental state. This is what I was thinking. This is, etc. And some of the things you'll be writing, you may not be proud of it, I would say. Some experience, however, doesn't mean it cannot be overcome, cannot be fixed and whatsoever. So writing your thoughts on paper, writing your mental state on paper and seeing what needs repairing, what needs to be addressed, I say that is a great help. I mean, I don't always get the time to do that and be like, although you'll be thinking the situation like, I should have been writing this down, but it's like, and I need to grab the pen, I need to grab the paper, right? But I will say that when I have done that, that actually did help. So I will say in 2022, write your thoughts down, write your thoughts on paper. It doesn't always necessarily have to be, it doesn't necessarily always have to be just what is you thinking, something that you're dealing with. It could also be in dreams that you may have. Anything you want to accomplish, write it down on paper. And when you write it down, don't just write it down. But when you write it down, see what are the steps needed to accomplish that goal. What do I need to do? We have to plan what steps to do. What does it take? What do I need to sacrifice? What do I need to put aside? What habit should I cut in order to make that dream come true, that vision come true, well, etc. Right? So I was here writing things down on paper. That was a great help for me when I did it. Actually, that was a tremendous help. I was writing it on paper. So tip number, guys, where did I reach? Okay, let me just say 3. I'm not sure, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but let's move on to tip number 3, if that's the case. Tip number 3 would be doing, well, according to your major, doing past papers. It doesn't necessarily know how nursing students. You could be a medical student, you could be educational teacher, or whatever it may be, doing past papers. And I have gotten advice from J.R. Smith. He has a YouTube channel. You guys can feel free to check it out at Evolving Medics. I asked him how do he, because Ankies, these like past papers, how often do you do these stuff and whatsoever to stay on top of your game? And he told me actually that he actually does that every morning. He said it may be a bit difficult to do when you know start, but once you get into the habit, it is just part of your routine and helps him stay on top of his game. So
I finish my morning by cranking out as many Anki cards as I can before class starts.
2022, try as much to, but guys, not talking to me yet, but you guys can feel free to take some tips. Try as much to do more past papers to help trickle your brain a bit, to help trickle your memories as well. Do more past papers as often as possible. Guys, I don't know if I'll be able to do that every day, but that sounds great. Thank you, J.R. Smith. I will take that advice for 2022. Moving on, I think I reached tip number 4. Well, besides writing things down, I will also say gratitude. Of course, not everything goes 100% as planned and 100% as you wish, but I would say, even though, still have the gratitude. And bro, I haven't thought this of myself, but I've heard about people like writing like a few words of gratitude each day, because there's always something to be thankful for. So I would try that. Well, I actually have been doing that in 2021, but not as often. So I want to incorporate that a little bit more in 2021. More gratitude and whatsoever. So I'll be thankful. Hey, this test I did there, I don't know how on earth I passed. I didn't know. But I passed, okay. Thank God for that. Right? So, and also another really great or thankful for would be in terms of there are a lot of things to be thankful for, no type of ailments. I mean, when it is I see patients in hospital and I see their conditions, it really grieves me at times, but also being thankful that I have health and stuff like that, so yeah, things like that. And even having a roof over my head. I'm not homeless or anything like that. Having parents who care for me, having people around me, friends who cares for me, having mentors who care for my well-being, having people around me who care for me, my family, my sisters, my brother, my mom, my dad, etc., etc. Yeah. So that is something to be grateful for, something you can write as a form of gratitude, etc., etc. Yeah. I think I reached tip number 5. So tip number 5 will simply be like drinking water. Like especially in mornings. I recently tried this habit of drinking, not just drinking water, drinking warm water on morning. Like how it is we drink tea, but in substitute I drink warm water on morning because it's fast and convenient for me to just warm water instead of playing the tea and all that, because sometimes it'd be so busy on mornings, especially if I have clinicals and whatever. It's just quicker to drink warm water on mornings. Warm water. Even throughout the day, I just drink warm water. You know what is not hot? So, drinking warm water, I will say, it's refreshing, especially early mornings. Drinking warm water has been refreshing to me. So, I will say drinking warm water, and not just drinking more warm water, but also warm water on mornings, but also drinking more water daily. So, I also have an app in which monitors my water intake and also and all that. But the water has not been a problem for me at quite well. Some days have done terribly bad, but I try to keep up with my water intake as often every day. Fill when needs to be refilled, etc., etc. Right? So that's not really a problem at this stage. Right? So moving on to that, I will also say your number 6 in order for me to keep this figure, in order for me to keep such, I have to exercise, right? Just kidding. I have a fast metabolism, but still, keeping physically active, it makes you feel good. It makes me feel good. So I will say incorporating exercise in 2022 is a must. And I also have an exercising app. I'll show you guys. You can check it out and see how you like. It also have like different different types of exercise you can prefer. You also pick which exercise you prefer according to your condition. Because you may have the conditions or whatsoever. You need to be able to do all the exercise mentioned in the app, so you can pick amongst whatever it is you choose, which you prefer, and have exercises specialized in certain areas, your arm, your legs, different areas, your gluteal maximus, all that. So yeah, you can choose anyone. And if it is that I happen not to use the app, I just freestyle. Do a few jumping jacks on mornings when I get time. I mean, during the past few days and week, I wasn't able to keep up on top of my exercising routine, which I'm very disappointed. However, in 2022, I'm trying to maintain that persistence in my exercise. So that is one of my resolution tip for 2022 is get more exercise, because you feel better and you're able to carry out, or should I say, get more energy to do whatever it is you want to do. So exercise, try it. Tell me what you think. And before moving forward to tip number 7, the resolution, should I say, the tip mentioned thus far, do any of you already abide by them, or do any of them thus far? Feel free to mention them to me. Is that part of your routine already? And how has that been working out for you? Mention it below. I'm waiting. Oh guys, and those who don't know how to subscribe, you might have to sign into your email first, right? So just a tip. Right? So thank you for watching, and I'm not done yet. I know why I said that. But tip number 7 is sleep. I mean, I say sleeping. I'm not actually glad of saying that, because due to my schedule, at times I'd be like, why does sleep exist? But I will say that sleep is important, as much as I deny it at times. It is important. So I will try, you guys heard me, I will try to incorporate better sleeping pattern. I actually have an app on my phone that tells me when I should go to bed. I'll be like, really? I got work to do. Anyways, so I will say a better sleeping pattern in 2022. It might work for you according to your schedule, according to what it is you gotta do. If you have to get a study, get this, that, and be like. So I would say that is just a tip, especially for me to follow. I don't know how that would work out, but we will see how it goes. Right? Another tip will be setting boundaries. And when I say boundaries, I mean in terms of social media, in terms of like always going up and posting, always answering when just to get a message and all that. I mean, in case, I started practicing something in which I take off my phone. When it is that every time I have to study, I take it off. And yeah, that has been working out quite well. I think I sent a reward for that. But I also have that in the back of my mind. What if it's an emergency? Somebody's calling me in case of an emergency. I also, but either ways, I will just try taking off my Wi-Fi at times when I have important tasks I want to accomplish. So, and also having a certain day where it is I go up on social media is not a necessity unless I want to post my YouTube videos or whatsoever, right? So I would say certain boundaries in terms of social media, so it won't be consuming my time or your time or anyone's time unnecessarily. So yeah, I would say certain boundaries in social media, the time spent on it, when you should go on it, what days you should go on it, what time you should go on it, and what should you do first before you go on it. So yeah, that was tip number 708. Right, so the next tip, this is my favorite tip, y'all. Well, to have a treat day, especially for students, have a treat day. So throughout the week, you may have whatever, you may have your work to do, your studies and whatsoever. But however, having a treat day, idea of break, idea of relaxation, where you can just relax. Just relax. Watch a movie. Do something you always wanted to do. Learn how to do this makeup. Learn how to do that. Yeah. Let's have one day. I actually started this a few months ago. And recently, a few months ago. And it has been working out well. Because actually, when I consider myself to work, I actually been looking out for that treat day. I watch movies, I do whatever it is I want to do, feel free to do. After all that week, hustle to all that week, studying, sleeping late, just that or the other, you actually have a day to look forward to, a fun day to look forward to. So I would say incorporating, or should I say, developing more treat day in 2022. Tell me if you prefer that, if you like that in 2022 treat day. And last but not the least, guys, there are 1,000 tips I have for you all, but you guys, you see the time there, right? I gotta go, it's getting dark, I gotta wrap up. I'll also say second time, take a deep breath in. That infection, take a country step, taking time, doing research, and whatsoever, just take a deep breath. Troubles with lack, but joy comes in the morning. So keep trying, keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard, and keep pursuing your goals, keep the visions going, keep them planning, keep writing them down, keep pursuing them, especially in 2022. I wish you all the best in this upcoming year. I wish you all life, I wish you all strength, I wish you all the very best. A prosperous new year. Happy 2022. I see you guys on the next one. Look out for my next release. And guys, before switching to my next video, please don't forget to share to those who might benefit from this. And don't forget to subscribe. How would you know when I release my other videos? How would you know? You gotta subscribe. So thank you for doing that. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a safe one. Happy 2022.